And now words of wisdom from Ranger Schmidt.
Pac-Man, it's great to see you. Everybody around here is changed and spooky, and the ghost stole the golden flute. Ghosts have been seen all over the mountain.
Schmidt, have you been drinking again lately?
Watch out for the Rev Rolls, and don't you dare take away my vodka. How else am I supposed to stay warm in this double-damn tundra?
I mean, what's that thing in his hand? What's a canteen?
It looks like a flask.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be binoculars, but yeah, I can totally, from a certain angle, it could look like candy.
Oh, Pac-Man's counting on you.
You know, why are they called Pac-Land? Why is this whole place named after you?
What's so special about you?
That kind of reminds me of, like, in Parappa the Rapper. Is Parappa Town named after him, or is he named after the town?
Well, that's like asking, like, if Scooby was named after the Scooby Snacks, or if Scooby Snacks were named after Scooby.
Because the movie sure seems to claim it's the other way around.
What came first, the chicken or the chicken?
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pac-Man World 2. We're pretty much freezing it up old school style in the icy tundra mountain. Okay, I don't think this isn't a tundra, this is just a straight up mountain.
Old school in the Ice Age.
And I gotta say, like, I brought it up before, like this, well, we've brought it up before, that the soundtrack is certainly something else, and it definitely really shows with the ice level. Like, this is probably some of the most epic stuff I've heard from Pac-Man.
What's that thing?
Whoa.
It shrinks you down. Remember
Alright.
from Canyon Chaos?
Oh, I'm sorry, you only saw one in the entire game.
I think this is like the one or two other times you actually see it throughout the entire game. So yeah, it's like what was even the point?
But how do we go?
Oh, just wears off. Just get better.
Oh no, it's a Yeti.
Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Get back in there. Whoosh.
Yee.
Fight
It's a good thing he's still here.
Oh.
Galaga.
Congratulations, you've now murdered the last known Yeti in Pac-Land existence.
You've driven the Yeti to extinction. How do you feel, Pac-Man?
Waka 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 waka.
You know, it's funny thinking back on it, because I remember distinctly there was a Yeti character in that one Pac-Man party game that was made for Pac-Man's 30th anniversary a while back.
There was also a Yeti character in the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
There was also, now that I think about it, there was also a game where that thing there, Heihachi, was fighting against Pac-Man.
I thought it was fighting against a bear.
You know what? Logan, you bring that up. I still think back to, like, this scrap concept for Pac-Man being in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and say what you will about it, I really wish that was what they used instead of just putting Pac-Man in that wooden robot neck.
Actually, what were they originally going to do?
They basically take a muscly man a la Zangief and apply Pac-Man's head to it. Hold on, let me see if I can find that real quick.
Oh, so a stunt double. Okay.
Basically, yes. Or just Pac-Man in a strong guy suit.
Also, the reference I was making was the fact that we did a party game, James and I, which we'll do later.
Or, you know, it could be like Man Ray. Like, the only part of him that isn't him is supposedly his hat.
Farewell, fellow do-gooder.
I know, that was a weird idea. Also, while Jay's looking that up, I saw a really funny comic hype. I don't know why. It's supposed to be like you know, subtitles, like it's subtitled incorrectly, but it's a conversation between Tony Stark and Peter Parker from the MCU. And it has Tony, like, you know, doing the old father figure stuff, you know, walking to Peter, and he's like, Peter, for your birthday, I bought you Netflix. And Tony and Peter's like, thanks, I was tired of sharing my account with Ned. And Tony's like, wait, you just wanted the account? Yeah, why? What did you buy me? Tony takes off his sunglasses. Netflix. I bought you.
That's cute.
Okay.
Well, considering how rich...
He absolutely could.
I found it. And it's still as glorious now as it was when I first laid eyes on it.
Let me see this.
Well, let's
and
see
he's
it.
gonna
Here you go,
pop it. He's gonna pop it
And
up.
I'll pop it up in the video as well.
Imgur. It is. Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a work of nature.
Why does he have that big of an? Oh, I guess he does have that big. I had to actually like go like and like go back to this game and like reference point like And I was like, oh, he does that. He does have that big of a nose.
Oh yeah, no, Pac-Man's always been portrayed with a long nose. I mean, granted, in his earlier days, he had a fucking Pinocchio schnoz, but
A Pinocchio nose.
Something about putting his face on an anatomically correct body just doesn't work.
Actually, something I just noticed is that, like, the face that he has on that concept art is actually not too dissimilar to how he looks in the Pac-Man World games, whereas the final one, it looks straight out of Ghostly Adventures.
Wait, those
Ow.
tiny ass snowballs actually hurt you? Twice?
Yeah, the debris is just interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, yes. Unfortunately, now we have to deal with the occasional ice physics. And, well, I mean, granted, in Pac-Man's case, it's not like he completely slips and slides. It's like, he's trying his damnedest to regain his footing, but it's like, you will slip down. And if you do try to butt bounce, then you will get gimped pretty badly.
Whoa.
And if I remember correctly, there's a new power-up showing up soon
Oh.
to help mitigate the ice. Also, that thing was hiding in a box.
Ha.
Yeah, I don't get whose bright idea it was to box up all these magnificent creatures only for Pac-Man to suddenly just whomp them.
Somebody stupid,
Jeez.
that's who.
Does it is it possible to start doing your fast running thingy while you're on the ice itself, or do you have to transition onto the ice with it?
I think what it is that I don't think you can rev roll while you're on the ice.
You gotta start on solid ground, then you could roll up the ice.
Okay.
Yeah. Though I will also say, to the game's credit, well, I mean, I guess, okay. One thing I will definitely say is a detriment to Pac-Man World 2 is that you always have a set jumping height.
Uh-huh.
So it's not quite as precise as, say, Mario 64 or whatever, or just any of the 3D Marios in general. But again, to the benefit, like, there are some interesting little momentum tech into this, especially when it comes to, like, rev rolling on the ice or whatever.
Nice cut, by the way.
Thank you. I'm trying the best I can to cut out all the fluff.
Also, platforming like this with the camera is why I don't like how very precise you have to be with collecting these pellets. Like you have to be physically there's no they'll kind of get drawn to you if your body's near them. You have to be pinpoint on them.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it either. I mean, it also doesn't help either that there's no drop shadow from the pellets, and the dots themselves are 2D sprites.
Why don't you just dash jump through them?
I don't think that's possible in this enclosed space, Iki.
And then there's this
I don't think you
ice
can jump
there.
while reveling.
There we
Gotta
go.
live dangerously, though. Yeah, show that Ram who's boss.
I was about to say, that ram from a distance looked like E.T.'s severed head.
What?
What?
It really, it kind of did.
Let me.
Did?
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on this thing. Oh my god!
You know,
I know.
squinting? Yeah.
Okay, no. Now I'm seeing it because the antlers look like the size of his bulbous head. Okay.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, well, no, that's not spooky. That's not a boss. That's just...
no.
What's the
Spooky-
opposite? Go ahead.
No, Spooky's the name of the big bad guy of this game.
I mean, he's a bad guy, but is he really that big?
Can we talk about that? That's his intimidating villain name is Spooky.
Yes. It's befitting.
Spooky
Actually-
is not a very spooky word. Have we talked about that?
Yeah.
Actually, if we're gonna talk
ahead,
about things, I was about to say, if we're gonna talk about things, how about we talk about that Devil Damn cartoon that James is really wanting to talk about, but we keep glancing over.
Oh yeah,
Can
the
we
one that's
please?
the one that pretty much prompts Iki to always say that one beautiful quote. It's killing him on the inside. But anyway, yeah, no, it's funny to look back on that show because it was literally 2 years after the first the actual arcade game was conceptualized and brought to the arcade scene, and it had it brought in a lot of elements from the games to the table from that time period. Like you had Pac-Man, you had Miss Pac-Man, or Pepper, as she was called in the show.
But even then, she only had so much to work off of. I mean, they
Yeah.
had only so much to work off of.
It's almost like the games that had zero character development of any sort.
Yeah, there's no story in Pac-Man. You're just a pizza chomping at ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them kudos for what they tried to do with what little resources they had. They made Pac-Man a loving father and a loving husband, and you're what's the best way of putting it? The trademark example of a happy husband / work person, because he had a job. He had a job at he's pretty much the typical staple of the everyday family man.
The Fred Flintstone.
So, so was this
Yeah.
So it was the Hanna-Barbera that first started the whole idea of Pac-Man, his wife, the little Pac kid, Pac Pup, and
Well, no,
Pack everything.
they weren't the ones that started it, but they were basically the ones that did whatever they could with the concept, considering the Bally Midway didn't really do much beyond what the games had already done.
Wow, that was a lot of packed thoughts for one level.
Yeah.
Seriously, this level was kind of beefy. But,
Do the levels ever get too long? Oh, jeez.
He's a big
God.
guy.
He's not happy about us killing his son earlier.
Oh, yeah. There. Now it's
And there
So
we
he
go.
takes 3 hits,
Okay.
and he just
sneaking up for the double tap. Yeah. So, do the levels in this game ever get too long?
I would say,
the volcano.
I wouldn't even say the volcano levels are that long. I would say at the very worst is one particular level in the water world, and the final level of the final world. We'll get more into that stuff later, because I mean that's just something that's just bears seeing.
Did said water level have a budget of $3 million?
Sure, why not?
Whoa!
Whoa, look at this guy.
Oh yeah, do you guys love the boulder levels from Crash Bandicoot?
I was gonna
No.
say, what's with this camera level? Camera angle.
That seems to be what we're doing here. Also, that
It's
thing
like
is
we're
terrifying.
already at the end of the stage.
That thing looks like one of those demon
Oh,
thingies
or
from.
not.
Oh gosh.
Run for it!
Oh cool. Now we can actually use ice to our benefit here.
Do be wary though that the freaking avalanche itself does run under a rubber band.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
so it gets closer depending on how far you are from it.
Yes, like say
I'm not
if you
gonna
were,
lie,
act-
that
if you
does
were
seem-
able. Good.
The fact that actually rubber bands just gives me this amusing image of like the boulder actually being sentient enough to be fair. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be too close to here. Let me get you some room. And then it's like, hey, wait up!
I need to provide some form of
Oh,
challenge,
jeez.
you
I'm getting
know.
nervous.
Yeah.
Again, just one day, just one freaking day, we have to make Steely play a Pac-Man game for us.
Oh
Just
my
to see
goodness.
the live reactions.
We'll find something.
I mean, Pac-Man gets into so many hijinks.
This is actually kind of funny now that I finally get to see what he looks like on the other side, nomming on all the pack dots. Like,
Yeah.
Yay, we're safe.
The only thing that throws me off is the fact that whenever he goes on Go Waka Waka, his tongue disappears.
oh yeah.
Oh no, we're doomed.
Oh, it came back.
Yeah,
With a
yeah.
vengeance.
it came
Hey,
back
hey,
with a vengeance.
It's okay. Sorry, I got lost. I found you again.
I had to take the mid-down tunnel.
Do you have any idea how hard that is? Oh, jeez.
And now we got some cinematic angles.
Yeah, and it was also here where we start seeing those platforms where if you stand on them too long, they start crumbling down a certain
Oh.
direction.
Yeah, this sequence doesn't look particularly annoying.
Thank you, draw distance, my one friend.
Thank you, Silent Hill
No, I have other
fog
friends.
technology.
Since my old friend.
We have technology. Waka 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 waka.
We have technology.
But yeah, otherwise I'll say that this is running this is running pretty dang smooth.
I mean, the
Nice.
GameCube version, right?
Oh yeah, this is the GameCube version.
I'd expect it to run pretty smoothly then.
I mean, I'm not sure exactly if there's any major differences between all the console stuff and versions. Like, as far as I'm concerned, they all seem pretty identical to me. It's just that I would say GameCube owners do have a certain plus to it, assuming you didn't get the game at launch. Because later on, there was actually a dual pack of Pac-Man World 2 that came out that also came packaged with a neat little multiplayer game called Pac-Man Versus.
Wait a minute. We've seen this level geometry before.
Have we now?
Have we?
In the previous stage, yeah. Like
Oh, you
that
mean with
snowy
the debris?
ridge.
I mean, I guess so. I mean,
feel like-
I guess you're right. I mean, honestly, considering the fact that this is like a snowy mountain, I guess it wouldn't. It all kind of blends in after a while.
Yeah, snow looks like snow no matter where you go.
I think they need to do more level designs like what we saw in Donkey Kong 64 and stuff with like having an icy crystal cavern.
That
Yeah,
would be interesting.
but then again, we don't need any more
jeez.
collectathons
jeez.
that follow the DK64 example.
It doesn't always have to be big snowy mountain. It can be snowy interior.
No, I mean in the sense that we don't need all that many collectibles to collect.
This
in
looks like a
one
risky
game.
jump we're about to go for. Got it.
Nice.
Eat, man, eat!
Actually, going back to the Rev Rams real quick, I should have brought this up earlier, but I always thought these guys look kind of funny whenever they're trying to rev up their roll, and
They just bounce in place.
Hoppin'.
and they make that distinctive sound too of just revving up. I don't know, it's just the culmination of things that just make them seem kind of goofy. But also very dangerous, assuming you don't rev into them yourself.
I mean, do they hurt you or do they push you back?
They do hurt.
And I saw in the first level, they move fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
And
you're
they're
right.
completely impervious to anything aside from your rev roll.
But
Until they're
but-
dazed.
oh, gee. But that and I did. Oh, there you go. You get one. I just want a nice icy cat.
Well, we're going inside the belly of the beast.
This
Oh,
doesn't
no.
look
Who's come to
ominous.
visit?
Oh no!
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
And
It's
watch,
me,
watch the rubber banding work its magic. Assuming I decide to go that far.
Do
pretty
it.
far, and oh no, I think we're actually taking a break here. But hi, how are you doing today?
Doing fine. Still a little bit stuffed up, but I'm dealing with it.
Is it just
Stuff
like
into
allergies or something, or
prostitutes.
Yeah, it's
Stuff
allergies.
stuff?
Oh, okay. You know what? I know the reason now why I'm actually not bothering to take those those speed boosts. It's because I actually want to try to get all the items if I can. Spoiler warnings: this is by the point where I actually don't get all the items, so I don't get that bonus token at the end. So at that point, I'm just like, screw it. I'll just take my losses and move on.
So,
Like,
go ahead.
all I was really gonna say is just that, like, to be real here, this is technically my save file for recording purposes, so I really don't need to go out of my way for all these tokens and whatnot. I just do it anyway because it's sort of like that childhood compulsion of mine of get everything so I can play all those nifty arcade games, all 3 of them.
You again.
Yeah, this thing is rather persistent, isn't it?
I'm surprised that this level is actually still going. Whoa! Okay, I see the rubber banding now.
Yeah, it's just like, wait for me, Pac-Man!
No, it just got a gust of that
Why
wind
did you
too.
invite me?
How is it doing that?
Yeah, it's just like catching up. It's like, why did you invite me to your 10th birthday party?
Everybody loves Boulder.
Wait, I wanted to come. I just wanted to say I wanted to come to your birthday party on the 20th anniversary, but I couldn't because, well,
Ever since
Oh.
I was a little clod of snow, I've always wanted to be a Pac-Man.
Because unfortunately, your house was at the top of a hill, and there's no way for me to go up an incline.
oh Jesus,
Oh,
I
no.
hate that one in
Wow.
particular.
Got it,
Nice.
got it.
Nice.
Okay, we're hanging in there.
And I want to say we're actually getting pretty close to the. Oh dear God,
Oh,
Jerry.
these fork in the roads, by the way.
Yeah, that would be
Okay, I
very
think this
like.
is where they all end. See ya, sucker.
oh no!
I wanna do that thing.
No, 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 no.
I don't know if we were talking
Oh.
about that. Are you confirmed invincible whenever you begin a pack dot chain?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Cool.
Literally nothing can hurt you while you're on that thing. And honestly, it's we brought it up before. It essentially is a safer version of the Lightspeed Dash.
Because I just had this like vivid image in my head of
Yeah.
Because I just had this vivid image in my head of that thing, like as you're doing the pack dot chain, it just grabs you, like, and just pulls you
Oh, yeah.
down out of the pack
Oh
dot
yeah.
chain.
Oh yeah. By the way, more words of wisdom from Ranger Schmidt
Hi.
about ice skating.
Hello.
You know what? I'll let Icky do it.
Well,
Hi.
the only way down the other side is on a frozen river of ice. It'll slip you over. I have ice skates for you to wear so you don't slip and fall on all the ice. I also have some tips to help you get to the bottom safely. Press up to maintain maximum speed. Use the ramps to clear the icy waters. Press the A button at the top of each ramp to get maximum height. You can flip kick grates in the air by pressing the B button just before hitting them.
Oh.
Be careful out there, Pac-Man. All of Pac-Land is counting on you.
I feel like I've heard that one other time.
And if you see my alcoholic twin brother, tell him he's not invited to Thanksgiving.
Is this anything like the snowboarding sections in Klonoa?
No, not really. It's not automated technically.
Okay.
Though I guess once you start hitting the ramps, it may as well be automated. So yeah, we're ice skating down the
Whoa.
mountain.
Whee!
Oh, jeez.
And I'll admit, this is a fun level to play by itself.
Don't collect
But
everything.
trying to get all the collectibles, though, yeah, it can be a pain.
Well, again, mixed.
Yeah.
Well, like
Especially
right there.
because there's no, like, natural magnetic attraction.
Exactly, because like right there. So at this point, James, just gun it.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not even gonna bother getting everything. I mean, I'll try to get as much pack dots if I can, because again, getting 50 of them at least gives me an additional health wedge if I need it.
Does but like yeah, like I don't see how in some of the okay, backing up. If let's say for instance we ever wanted to restart a level, if we or not restart, I mean like revisit a level.
This part's kind of stupid, by the way.
Why are we walking
Hey.
so slow on the snow?
Because we have ice skates. But what was I gonna say
Yeah,
is
but we have feet.
if we ever revisit he's like I don't like this at all.
I can't walk on snow.
Oh,
Wait,
jeez.
what the?
Camera.
Thank you,
Whoa,
Cameron.
that was weird.
Wait,
That's a
stop.
dickheaded placement.
Yeah.
Kidding.
But yeah, what was I gonna say is if we ever went to revisit a level, does everything remain collected, or would it respawn everything?
You have to recollect everything from scratch.
Then I do not see how this stage is fun to collect everything on, because there's no way to go back. You have to restart the level if you miss a single dot.
If you miss a single godforsaken melon,
The only thing that stays collected are the tokens. Otherwise, everything just is put back where it was.
what about the fruit?
Back
Yeah,
where it was.
fruit as well. Again, remember, in this game, it's best to treat the items as if they were the freaking notes from the original release of Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh no.
It's just that is again, so yeah, like just this stage would be very aggravating if I had a completionist mindset.
Yeah, and again, the only real purpose of collecting every single item in a level is for a bonus token. That's it.
And what do the bonus tokens do?
They're basically just additional tokens. That's it.
Is there?
Oh.
I don't know if you asked about this. Is there any leniency, or does the game expect you to get every single token and bonus token to get the games?
I remember that particular jump right there being especially aggravating.
Again, you just need as many tokens as the game lists for those requirements. Like, again, I already have enough tokens for, like, the first Pac-Man, Pac-Attack, and I think the Jukebox, which pretty much has every song from the game, so it does kind of leave out a few spoilers.
I thought you
But,
needed like 100 tokens to get the jukebox working.
No, you know what? It's weird because you get the Jukebox for 60 tokens, and then for 100 tokens you get Pac-Mania. Wouldn't it make more sense to swap
Do it
those
the
two,
other way around.
considering the fact that the Jukebox again has some spoilers in it?
But yeah, so it sounds like it is possible to get more than enough tokens to get everything.
I don't know how the hell that happened,
You
but okay.
spooked it.
He went dead from the waist down.
But Pac-Man doesn't have a waist.
Exactly.
Alright. Oh, he went dead from the butt down?
He went dead from the frown down.
There you go.
Now he'll spend the rest of his days suffering at the hands of the iron butt.
But at least he won't be frowning.
Ooh!
Oh, thank you,
Think
John.
about it, that's when you really think
did
about
it.
it. That's pretty much the Pac-Man equivalent to Lockjaw.
Did you get that melon?
Yes, I did.
I know you did because it was the only melon in the game. I mean, the stage.
By the way, the only a maze where you get to ice skate.
Oh.
Nice.
I do like ice skating power-ups, like with Kirby, with Ice Kirby when he's sliding around, and with Ice Mario from Galaxy.
I was just about to bring up Ice Mario.
Something I never really understood about the maze sections in 3D Pac-Man games. Why aren't you allowed to, like, jump over a ghost?
Well, that would break the
Like,
game.
say if you're cornered, then, like, you have no means of escaping.
I mean, you bring up a good point because Pac-Man or Pac-Mania was already a thing, and that's a game that lets you jump. I mean, granted, they probably only made it this way just to keep the purity of the original Pac-Man games.
Yeah, but you got ice skates. That wasn't the original Pac-Man.
Yeah, but
Oh!
And you just gave
Kiss.
that guy a full frontal.
A full
give me a
kiss.
kiss, honey.
But I see where Ricky's coming from in that it would be cool if maybe like they did, but the idea is that this is clearly running under the assumption that we already know that he knows how to jump and stuff. So without any in-game explanation, it seems odd that Pac-Man would suddenly decide to play by the rules and not do any like funny business to avoid these ghosts.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of weird like that, but otherwise, it is what it is, and for what it's worth, I think it's fine. It treats it a little more traditionally than, say, the first Pac-Man world, which actually took the health system from that game into account, and it also included it also included quite a number of like obstacles that can actually, well, in some ways, can actually hurt the poor guy.
Ouch.
I mean, what doesn't hurt Pac-Man at this point?
I mean,
Oh, wow!
Dang.
yeah, you can actually manipulate that bit of teleporter AI to actually phase past the ghosts.
Hey, Hype.
It's like Pac-Man is now the ghost.
Hey, Hype. Did you ever watch any of the Pac-Man TV shows? Like any of them?
Do you mean the Hanna-Barbera one?
No, any of them.
There were more?
Well,
Alright, there was
there were
Ghosty
two of them.
Adventures.
Let me see. As far as, well, I'll start with the Hanna-Barbera one since it came first. I remember, like, scarcely watching it. Like, I remember things that, like, looking back on it, I identify as the Hanna-Barbera Pac-Man. I just don't recognize, like, specific episodes. Like, I think the one I saw was the Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Oh yeah, by the way, I do remember one thing about the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. They made Pinky butch.
Alright, he was the tough guy because he wears pink.
Yeah, and he talked like this.
He was the thug of
Which
the
is
group.
which is completely unlike the Pinky here, who is still the feminine Pinky we all know and love, and now it's time for her to exact her revenge.
I mean, in this game, Pinky is a girl, but in the cartoon, they thought he was a guy.
Time for the revenge. Hey, Siri.
Oh, Pac-Man, you want the stupid golden fruit, don't you?
Yeah.
Spooky was right. You never wanted me.
Ah,
We never did.
Well,
What?
if I can't have you, nobody will.
I'm sorry, aren't you a ghost?
I don't know if that was the voice I gave her. I couldn't
no,
remember.
it's fine.
But no,
Any
he's,
form of physical contact will kill me?
but no, he's just, yeah, she's just talking. Oh, gee, oh, so it's just
Wow.
so it's just the
Just
buzzsaw
plain
thing
hard to
again.
get.
So it's just the buzzsaw thingy again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again.
it's mostly the same fight as the Inky fight, though.
This is no way to treat a lady. I mean,
But now
how
it
dare
blows
you?
ice.
I will say though, this one does throw in a few curveballs, or should I say, snowballs.
Ah.
Should I say, circle one?
Oh
Ooh,
boy. But yeah, I will say, if there's one thing that will more than likely kill you in this level is your own overzealousness.
and if you get
I
hurt,
see.
it's all your fault.
But yeah, again, this boss fight, if you know what you're doing, is actually about as pathetic as the one from as Inky's. But again, your own overzealousness can be the very death of you. And not to mention, oh,
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm through playing with you.
But
this is as far as you go.
That was pathetic.
oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Dang.
And he did.
Fuck.
But yes, and I'm assuming it's only this game that Pinky has ever had a possibly established crush on Pac-Man.
Oh, have you not seen Ghostly Adventures?
No, I should.
Wasn't she turned to like the cute ghost in that show?
Oh yeah, she was totally the cute ghost. And, well, she did sort of have the hots for Pac-Man. Or Paxter.
Oh,
Axter.
well then. We
Yeah,
did it.
because he was a kid, remember?
I don't know if that's a glitch, like with how Link would, like, Link would like stare at the fairy
The
when like he light a
golden
torch.
apple.
Is that actually what happens whenever? Do you always do that little like spin whenever you defeat a ghost?
Oh, that's just me. You can actually fiddle around with the control stick, and you just that's all. Yeah, that's all. Well, manually done. Like if you just stood still, then he would just have that triumphant pose he always has.
Okay.
So yeah, now that we're done with now that we're done with certain pink ghost girl problems, we're actually gonna see the
Okay, I'll
internet
leave.
No, Sealy, come back. We meant Pinky, not you. We'll see you all later for the volcano level.
Now it's even harder.